Hi, I'm Nellie Steele. Come warm up by the fire with me as I read a scene from the Billionaire's Royal Secret. She pushed through the crowded park entrance and searched the area around the fountain. Nathan milled around, pacing back and forth near it. She grinned as she approached him while his back was turned and tapped his shoulder. He spun to face her, his features breaking into a smile. "You came. Well, I had your jacket." "I thought you may abscond with it." "No," she answered with another grin, "I have not. Here you are, and thank you." She shoved it toward him, and he accepted it, sliding it over his shirt. "I'm very sorry to say that color isn't the same as mustard, so you may want to stand 5 feet away from me when we eat." She glanced down at her shirt before she flicked her gaze up at him through her eyelashes. "Oh, yes, sorry. It's all right. It really makes your eyes stand out. They're beautiful." She offered him a soft smile. "Thank you." His eyes lingered on her for a moment too long as the sun cast long shadows around them. "Well, I owe you a hot dog." "Yes, you do," she said as he led her to the cart and purchased 2. They settled on a bench together with their small meal, and she stared down at it before she watched him bite into his. "Something wrong?" he asked. "No, it's just my first hot dog." A laugh escaped him. "You're joking." "I am not," she said as she studied the item again. "Don't they have hot dogs in England?" he asked. She murmured, choosing to go along with the lie about her former place of residence. "Certainly, but my parents were strict about my diet." Well, you may not like it then." "Well, I'll never know unless I try it." Without any further hesitation, she bit into it, the salty meat, doughy bun, and sharp tang of yellow mustard mixed in her mouth. "Wow, you just went for it. I'm impressed," he said as she chewed. "Well?" She swallowed again, licking her lips as she glanced down at the hot dog. "It's not bad. I think I like it." "Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I would have hated for our first date to have been ruined." She swallowed the next bite as she flicked her gaze to him. "Is that what this is? A date?" He hesitated, his expression tentative. "That depends. On? Whether or not you'd like it to be?" "I see," she said as she took a sip from her soda. "Well, I suppose that would be quite fine with me." He grinned at her. "Then it's a date." She matched his expression before she returned to her hot dog. "So, has your day improved?" "What?" he asked before he ate his last bite. "Earlier today, you said you were having a bad day. Has it gotten any better?" She focused on him, noting an unidentifiable emotion clouding his eyes. "Yes, it has. Thank you for asking." "Of course," she said with a smile, finishing her hot dog before she sucked up the last of her soda. "I'm glad to hear it has improved." "Want to walk?" She nodded and rose as he did, following him down the path through the park. "So, tell me more about you, Ellie." She hoped he didn't catch the color rising in her cheeks in the dusky light. There really isn't anything interesting to tell. I'm just an average girl who moved to Sterling City." "That doesn't even sound remotely possible for a beautiful woman like you." She shrugged, keeping her eyes trained on the path. "Well, it is. I'm just average Ellie. Nothing special here." She hesitated before she flicked her gaze to him. "What about you?" "Oh, I'm afraid I'm even less interesting than you. I'm just an average guy, although I've lived in Sterling City all my life." "I see. So what does an average guy, Nathan, what is your last name?" He hesitated before he rubbed his chin. "Parker." "Right, Nathan Parker. What does an average guy named Nathan Parker do in a busy city like Sterling?" Nothing very interesting. I'm a lab tech at Genetech." "Genetech, that's the biotech company, right?" He flicked his gaze to her, his posture stiffening. "You know it?" "I've heard of it. It's quite a large company. I imagine they employ many people here." He smiled again, seeming to relax. "Yes, they do. Wait, you don't work there too, do you?" "No, definitely not." "So then what does an average girl—" "Oh, I don't have your last name either." She bit her lower lip as she searched for inspiration. "Greenfield." "Ellie Greenfield. What does Ellie Greenfield do?" She swallowed hard as her mind raced. Someone passed by on their cell phone, and she drew inspiration from their conversation snippet. "I'm an editor, freelance, but I can make my own hours." Thanks for joining me by the fire. If you'd like to spend more time in this world, the full audiobook is available now. Written by me, narrated by a human, and produced by Novel Idea Publishing.